as the market is on the verge of making new all-time highs this week. We just found out the most famous investor that has made his fortune betting on the US just put in a big bet against the United States. In this week's video, we're going to cover the news and returns from last week. We'll detail Warren Buffett's big bet, and also we'll cover the staggering amount of Americans that didn't make their house payment in August.
As Matt just mentioned, the S&P 500 fell just short of the all-time high last week. And if it does push through this week, it would be the second fastest bear market rally in history, behind 1982. It's also important to note that this would be the first bear market rally without a 5% pullback in history as well. Now, last week, jobless claim numbers came out for the previous week as well, and it was the first time under 1 million jobless claims since March. So that's showing that the economy continues to trend in the right direction, and all four of the US indexes followed suit last week and were positive. The S&P 500 was up a little over 0.5%, now up over 4% for the year. The Dow Jones had the best week out of the four, up 1.8%, now down just over 2% for the year and getting closer to break even. The NASDAQ was basically flat last week, up about 0.08%, and now up 23% for the year as technology continues to lead the way this year. And the Russell 2000 was up 0.5%, now down about 5.5% for the year. Foreign markets were up just under 2% and are now down just under 7% for the year, while emerging markets were up just under 1%, now down 1.5% for the year.
I said in the beginning of the video that Warren Buffett just made a big bet against the American economy. And I said this because he just disclosed some major changes to his overall investment portfolio. Essentially, he replaced all of his financial sector holdings with investments in the gold sector. Now, if you know anything about Warren Buffett, you know that he's been a huge advocate for the financial sector. Also saying that the financial sector is the backbone of the US economy because the US economy is essentially credit driven. As much as Warren has loved financials, he's hated gold even more. He's even been referred to as an anti-gold investor and also has been quoted as saying gold has no utility or investment purpose. So for him to do a 180 on both of these stances definitely has everyone's attention. Now, we've shared the same sentiment about the financial sector and the gold sector for quite some time now. But we are nowhere near as bearish about the future of the US economy as Warren seems to be at this time. Now let's get into the fact that 32% of Americans didn't pay their housing bill in the month of July. Now this is including both rent and mortgages. And half of these people owe more than $1,000. Now this number may seem very concerning on the surface, but we really need to figure out two things. One, what percent of people actually can't make their housing payment? And two, what percent of people are taking advantage of deferral programs or the fact that they can't be evicted right now and are just choosing not to make their payments. Right now, we're assuming that the latter option is the case at this time. But if we can continue to see numbers in the 30% range for people that can't make their housing payments for the months ahead, then that's going to be something that's concerning because actually people aren't able to pay their bills at this time. If that's the case, then that's just another red flag for the financial sector and the US economy moving forward. The week ahead, everybody's going to be focused on the retail sector as many big names report their second quarter earnings. This is also going to give us a picture as to what the US consumer looks like, and we all know that's such a huge part of our economy. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and follow us on Facebook.